Queen's Park, the leader of the opposition was ejected from the House today after calling the government corrupt.
As CTV's John Woodward reports, it comes as questions continue to swirl about the Skills Development Fund and whether or not some organizations that got government grants increased salaries for employees at the top.
The semi-detached home in Aurora, Ontario, the listed.
Good day, political drama enthusiasts. Imagine getting kicked out of class for calling out the teacher. Except the classroom is Queen's Park, the teacher is running Canada's most populous province, and the consequences involve way more than detention. Marek Mikołajczyk, Ontario's NDP leader, just got the parliamentary boot for dropping the C-word, corrupt, aimed squarely at Doug Ford's government, and honestly, the theatrics that followed were more entertaining than a Netflix series. Quick favor, if you're loving this, hit that subscribe button and smash the notification bell to keep getting the latest updates on Canadian and UK politics. Cheers if you did. Now back to the show. So let's set the scene. It's a regular Tuesday at the Ontario Legislature, question period is underway, politicians are doing what they do best, asking questions they already know the answers to, when suddenly Mikołajczyk decides to spice things up. He stands up, looks directly at the Ford government benches, and essentially calls them corrupt. Not allegedly corrupt. Not potentially ethically questionable. Just straight up corrupt. The Speaker, Ted Arnott, clearly wasn't having his
address of a numbered company that got nearly $10 million in Skills Development Fund grants. The director, Eugenia Andonov, not home on Wednesday. The company has previously said it partnered with an agency that would later go on to start an adult entertainment club in the horticultural building on Toronto's exhibition grounds, though denied government money.
Earl Grey and crumpets disrupted by such parliamentary impropriety, so he gave Mikołajczyk the political equivalent of a red card and showed him the door. Out you go, mate. Now, before you think this is just another politician having a tantrum, let's talk about why Mikołajczyk was so fired up. The NDP leader wasn't just throwing around accusations like confetti at a royal wedding. He was referencing a growing pile of scandals, controversies, and what many critics call questionable decision-making from Ford's progressive conservatives. We're talking about the Greenbelt scandal, where protected land mysteriously got redesignated for housing development, conveniently benefiting some very well-connected developers. Then there's the Ontario Place redevelopment, the Highway 413 project that environmentalists say is about as necessary as a chocolate teapot, and let's not forget the ever-present questions about transparency and accountability. Mikołajczyk basically looked at this mountain of issues and said what many Ontarians are thinking, something smells off here. But here's where parliamentary rules become absolutely fascinating in the most British way possible. You can imply corruption. You can dance around it.
He went there. Filings show the numbered company paid Andonov a salary of $100,000 in 2022. That's when it got about $250,000 in grants. In 2024, when the grant had risen to just under $3.5 million, Andonov's declared salary rose to just under $125,000.
You can use 50 different euphemisms that mean exactly the same thing. But the moment you use the actual word corrupt, you've crossed a line that's apparently thicker than the procedure manual itself. It's like a game of political taboo where saying the forbidden word gets you eliminated, except instead of losing points, you lose your speaking privileges. The rules of decorum in Westminster-style parliaments, which Canada inherited, are designed to keep debate civil and prevent MPs from directly impugning each other's character. Noble idea in theory, bit of a shield for dodgy behavior in practice, some might argue. So what happened after the ejection? Well, the NDP didn't exactly back down. They doubled down harder than a gambler in Las Vegas. Mikołajczyk's team released statements defending his comments, arguing that if the shoe fits, wear it, and apparently in their view, Ford's government is wearing those shoes like they're custom-made. The Conservatives,
a two-year rise of about 24%, far above inflation, says the Canadian Taxpayers Federation.
The average Ontarian is not getting a 24% pay bump over the course of 2 years.
Combing through the data, we found at least a dozen other examples of executive pay shooting up as these grants come in.
Meanwhile, clutched their pearls and expressed shock I tell you, that anyone would dare make such unfounded accusations. The back and forth was peak political theater, complete with moral outrage, defensive posturing, and enough spin to make a washing machine jealous. Now let's connect this to the bigger picture, because Ontario politics doesn't exist in a vacuum. This incident reflects a growing frustration among opposition parties and voters alike about accountability in government. Whether it's in Ontario, Ottawa, or across the pond in Westminster, there's an increasing sense that the rules protecting political decorum sometimes protect the wrong people. When genuine concerns about ethics and governance can't be voiced directly because of procedural technicalities, does that serve democracy or hinder it? Mikołajczyk's ejection raises that uncomfortable question. Is parliamentary decorum about maintaining respectful debate, or is it sometimes a convenient way to silence critics?
From tech incubators to advocacy groups to unions. Those agencies we reached said the money for the raises came from other revenue. Critics not so sure.
The government needs to conduct a full investigation.
It's been 7 weeks since Ontario's Auditor General found political staff overruled bureaucrats to give hundreds of millions to low-scoring grant applications. For most of that time, Ontario's opposition
Criticism that hits too close to home. The Ford government, to be fair, has its defenders. Supporters argue that tough decisions are necessary, that housing development requires bold action, and that the opposition will criticize literally anything. They'd say Mikołajczyk's outburst was political grandstanding, pure and simple, designed to grab headlines and rally the base. And hey, mission accomplished on the headlines front. Nothing gets the news cycle buzzing quite like a good old-fashioned parliamentary ejection. It's the political equivalent of getting sent off in a football match. Everyone notices, everyone has an opinion, and the replays get watched repeatedly. But stripping away the partisan cheerleading for a moment, this incident highlights something important about modern politics. Trust in institutions is fragile, transparency matters, and when citizens feel their concerns aren't being addressed, they want representatives who'll speak plainly, even if it means breaking some procedural rules. Mikołajczyk knew exactly what would happen when he used that word. He made a calculated choice that political impact was worth more than staying in his seat for question period. Whether you think that's brave or reckless, probably
has been calling for Labour Minister David Piccini to step down.
It is the strip clubs and the numbered companies. It is the endless grift of a anti-democratic and, yes, corrupt government.
Calling a government corrupt
depends on which side of the political spectrum you call home. The aftermath continues to unfold, with both sides using the incident to energize their supporters and frame their narratives. Will this change anything substantively? Probably not immediately. But it adds another chapter to Ontario's increasingly contentious political environment, where the opposition feels increasingly bold and the governing party seems increasingly defensive. And for political watchers like us, it's absolutely riveting content. Thanks for watching, folks. Don't forget to subscribe for more updates on the political chaos in Canada and the UK. Until next time, keep questioning everything.